Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Lambeth podcast. I'm your host, Creamer, and alongside me I've got
Sasha, hi.
And our guest,
Kesi Stephen.
Nice to meet you, Kesi.
Nice to meet you
so,
too.
Tell us a bit about yourself and what brought you to the Lambeth podcast.
Ooh, about myself. I would say I am a youth worker, creative, and just aspiring entrepreneur. And I think I'm here to just share my story, some inspiration, and just give some words of wisdom.
Okay. So, are you based in Lambeth? Do you live in Lambeth?
I live in West London, but I work in Lambeth, so I'm travelling down.
Okay. You said that you work with young people. So, is that what field do you normally specialise in, and how did you get into that?
So I work with an organisation called Step Now. We work with young people in primary schools and secondary schools, do like mentoring and workshops. But I've always worked with young people since the age of 17. So I started working in nurseries, then after school clubs, then nannying, and then now with Step Now. So the journey's always been with young people.
So what do you think inspired you into your journey with children? Was there a reason that pushed you to work with them more?
I just think young people have more pure energy, I should say. They're more fun to work with, and they have such big aspirations that I think they just need support in achieving those goals. Whereas my age group, we're sort of in our own lane, we're very individualistic, we don't really support one another, so it's a bit it's hard to navigate my age group sometimes.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So are there any projects you're currently working on at the moment?
Oh, that's a very loaded question. So obviously I work with Step Now, so we have that's a project, work with young people. I am then also sort of building my own food business in West London, a Caribbean food takeaway business, which I started this year, just building up content and hopefully sort of selling for my house. I'm also like a script writer, so working on scripts, hopefully to sell and then produce my own short films. And then just other creative things that come to mind I just do and produce and see where it goes.
Because I saw you have something called, is it like a food thing called Food and Tings? And then you also have a blog called on Patreon, isn't it?
So I got the business is called Bakes and Tings. So like a bake is like a fried dumpling, but from where I'm from it's called a bake. So St. Lucia. And then that's a blog on Instagram and then content on TikTok. And I have Patreon where I do all my written stuff like mini blogs about life, like 20 things I worked on in 2020 to help me to get to where I am, and then like posting all my pictures and all my sort of content that I don't want to be on Instagram and think people should sort of pay for as a sort of service.
So what inspired you to start your blog Patreon?
I don't know what inspired me. I just thought my Instagram's too crowded. There's a lot of things on Instagram. I've got my personal pictures and I got sort of modelling pictures, and then I got my business stuff and things like that. So I just thought Patreon was buzzing at the time. Let me just build it up so slowly, and then next year I'm going to do the full launch and then invite everyone to join. So I'm just sort of posting content so it's there already, so I don't have to stress myself out every week to write something.
So I know that I feel like you have a lot of like jobs and roles underneath your belt, and there's a lot of things that you like dip and dive into. Do you have a favourite one that you like the most, and why is that?
This is going to sound so weird. So technically they're all interconnected. So working with young people with Step Now allows me to write and do script writing. So working on a short film project, which I can do my script writing and progress that. And then also, because I worked at Step Now, I got put onto the organisation that helped me build my business. So from there I can build my business within my Step Now and sort of work part-time there and be at home doing my food business. But I think I do enjoy writing the most. You know, it's just fun, it's freeing, and it just helps me sort of process life as it goes.
Am I right in saying that you wrote a self-help book?
Yes.
So what inspired that, and why specifically self-help?
So that book I started writing in 2020. I just decided before the pandemic I'm not going to work because I wanted to figure out what it is I wanted to do. I've been working since the age of 17. I was 21 or 22 at the time, or maybe even 23. I was just thinking, I can't keep living like this. I can't keep working in retail and getting stressed out. I can't keep having these sort of breakdowns. So I just decided I'm not going to work. And within about 3 months, I started writing just a random blog that I started posting onto this website. And then about 4 posts in, like family members were saying, oh, you should write a book, you should write a book. So I thought, oh, why not? So I looked on YouTube, how do you write a book? And then obviously I literally was like, is it something you could do? Yeah, okay, let's go. So then I just taught myself how to write the book, found the publisher. I liked her straight away. We just went with it. And then by the end of that year, the book was already finished. It was just needed to be published the following year. So that's the journey in a nutshell.
So, for our listeners, can you give them like a little gems in your book, maybe?
Ooh, off the top of my head. So the book is called A Guide to Life, African Proverbs Made Relevant Today. And so what I've done is taken African proverbs and sort of explain them in a modern context. So the favourite proverb I wrote was, if the full moon loves you, why worry about the stars? And that's sort of about talking about, and in that post I talk about, don't worry what other people are doing, just worry about what you're doing, sort of thing. Don't look at what your friends are doing or what society's telling you to do. Just have that one-on-one connection with yourself. So you are the moon reflecting onto yourself, and sort of just stay in your lane and just know that your purpose is divine and you'll find what you're meant to do in time. So just don't stray from the course. Like go with it, see where it takes you.
So you seem to be quite young, but I feel like you've got your head on your shoulders and you're quite wise. Is there someone that's like inspired you throughout your course of life?
So okay, I'll be honest, I don't have any role models. It's the opposite, where it's like I look at the generation above me and it's like I don't want to live like that in the nicest way possible. I see the mistakes they've made, I see the lessons that they've learned or didn't learn, and I said, okay, from a very young age, this was like primary school mindset, where it's like, I don't want to live like this, I don't want to have this mindset, I don't want to do that stuff. So what do I need to do now to ensure that I have a better life? And that's how I've been living my life, is like, they're doing that, I want to do this, no one's doing what I want to do, or no one's sort of fulfilled their dreams the way I want to. So let me be the leader, let me be the role model for the next generation. And I'm happy to sort of carry that weight as well. So it's not, I don't really need a role model, I just need to have that, again, one-on-one connection with myself, knowing that I'm good, that I'm confident in what I'm doing.
I think that's really great, yeah. Because I feel like sometimes it's like you get caught in the trap of like generational curses. It's like, I want to break free. Yeah. And I feel like I'm doing that as well. I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. Let me try heal right now.
Yeah.
Let me try to fix myself, because I'm not trying to be like that. So I know exactly what you mean.
So what keeps you going?
I think I've set myself like the bar really high. So there's continuously trying to achieve my goals, but my goals aren't big, they're very realistic. It's just that obviously when you're doing something that no one else is doing, they seem like big things. So it's just about, I've set myself a task and I need to fulfill it. So that's what keeps me going, and I enjoy it. It's a fun process. It's not hard. It's challenging, there's obstacles, but that's the fun part, is that I can overcome an obstacle and I can just tick that off and have fun with it.
Because I think on your website you have a quote that says, why would I reach for the sky when the
sky's the limit. Why would I? So I can't remember myself. I can't remember myself. I know what you're saying.
It's not about
shooting for the star.
Shooting for the star. The sky's not the limit. Let me shoot for the stars.
Yeah, that's it.
So, obviously, is that like something you live by? Is like a life motto or something?
Yeah, so I have many mottos in life, but that's the big one. Is that we put so much limitations on ourselves, and I think society puts so much limitations on us as well, young people or any generation. Yeah. And they tell you that there's one way of living, which is very linear, very get a job, you finish school, get a job, have a family. If you're successful in a big career, that's up to you. If you're not, that's okay. And that sounds boring.
I want that to be interesting.
Exactly. And finding fulfillment isn't about success in that way. There's so many ways to find joy and success in life. Even just like going on a holiday to a country you've never been for. That's an achievement. Do you get it? Definitely. And shooting for the stars means that I want to say that I've tried everything. Yeah. And if I wasn't successful, I wasn't successful, but at least I tried.
It's like a lesson learned, isn't it? Exactly. You learn something, you pick up something. So yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. What's one thing you've learned from living in this borough, and do you think there's anything that shapes you as an adult?
So I'll tell you a story. So growing up in West London, South London, Lambeth was like, it has a stereotype of being a dodgy area. And when you get to like secondary school and college, the girls in my school would go to Lambeth for bants, like to see what's, get in trouble, to have fun. And I never really saw it like that. I never really went to Lambeth or South London until I was in my 20s. And that was because of an opportunity. And I think that's what Lambeth needs to be known for, because for some reason there's so many opportunities in Lambeth, really especially creative ones and networking opportunities, that you would think would be in West London because you've got all the production studios, but it's in Lambeth. So I think being in Lambeth has opened me up to, of course, working with Step Now, and then also working with like Iconic Steps, which is another creative media organisation where I can learn how to write scripts, where I can produce my first short film and things like that. And also there's a lot of networking events for business people in Lambeth as well, which opens up doors for me and other people that want to get into business.
So obviously I feel like Lambeth is quite known for, the creative industry, but it's not mainstream. How do you think we can go about like broadcasting it more, making it a bit more mainstream? Because I feel like people are missing out on a lot of things.
I think it's up to the organisations. I think they need to be louder. And I think because, this is how it works. So because if an organisation is based in a certain borough, they have to sort of promote to their borough to get the numbers in. But I feel like if they open the doors a bit wider, people from other boroughs can come in and help build up the businesses and organisations and take advantage of the opportunities and give back to the Lambeth community. And that's how we make it louder, make it bigger. But because obviously you have to tick certain boxes as an organisation, it's quite hard to promote it in the way that it needs to be promoted. So it's just about working with the council as well to be like, hey, I know we've got to have a certain number from the council, but can we reach out to wider boroughs and bring in more young people, or just people in general who will benefit from this, because that's how things get spread and things like that.
So you keep mentioning Step Now. So can you please break that down for our listeners and like tell them what it's about, maybe like how they can get involved?
So Step Now is what you call a youth organisation, and it stands for Start to Elevate People Now. And they deliver one-to-one mentoring and in schools and workshop in schools, as well as community programs. So like in April, we did a film production program and artist development, and we managed to produce, I think it was 3 short skits, and 4 of the students managed to produce their own songs.
Wow.
So that was just 2 weeks. So you can imagine what we do in like 3 or 4 weeks. And also you can find us on Step Now on Instagram, TikTok. We have our own website, and it's a great place. Honestly, Step Now is a great organisation. I started working there in November, and this is the first job I had in 2 years.
Wow.
So I told you I took the 2-year gap until I found the job that suited me, and that was Step Now. So from the first moment I walked in, I was like, I want to work here. I told them in an interview, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And literally 2-3 weeks later, I was working there, and it's just been great. Working with young people from like ages of 11 to 25, just seeing all the different young people and the journeys that they're on. And so much potential of greatness.
Definitely.
Like the dreams that young people have. I know I'm young myself, but the next generation, they got some great things coming, and I want to just nurture that.
Definitely, because I feel like, I don't know, something about like my generation and the generation like below and coming up, even yours. I feel like we're a bit more fearless, and it's like, I feel like unlike the older generation where they was a bit more like, you know, stick to the, you know, go to school, go university, get a job. It's like, that's boring. We wanna explore different things. We wanna be, I feel like one thing that maybe our parents didn't really care about that we care about is we want to kind of be free. So you know how you're saying about how we can go on holiday and stuff? Like our parents didn't care about that. We want to be able to like, you know, just explore, have fun. But in their generation, it's a bit like, no, let's get married, let's have children, but it's like, no, we want to explore a bit before we do that. And so I think it's very like commendable that you want to like help nurture the kids of today, I guess.
Yeah, and again on the fun, it's like our parents, not even our parents, I think it's like the 40 plus, 50 plus. What's fun to them? They don't know what fun is. I go to my mum, can't you go out for drinks with your friends? What?
Yeah.
What's that?
No, because even like, I feel like this year was like, I feel like my mum, she doesn't really, I mean, she has her little, like, she's been to like parties and stuff. Like, I remember one time she went to a boat party, but I feel like this year was like the first time I feel like my mum actually went to go to the cinema and have fun. I was like, my mum doesn't really do that stuff. Like, I was like, Mum, go to the cinema, man. And she went and it was fun. But it's like I feel like we're a bit more fearless. So, you know, we want to do everything.
And I think that's a good mindset to have.
It is.
And I think what's lacking, in my opinion, with young people is that they got the fearlessness, but they just need those role models to just guide them in having the sort of foundation and structure. So when you want to live fearlessly, you need to have a certain mindset, and I think that's what's lacking, is the teaching from young, the mindset you need in order to be fearless. Because being fearless is, like I said, it's a journey.
It is.
It's a challenge, but it's fun, it's freeing, and that's only because you have a certain mindset. I can do it because I have a certain mindset. I'm very sort of grounded, and that's because of my upbringing and my parents and stuff like that. But some of those elements are missing in the younger generation.
Definitely.
There needs to sort of be opportunities for like after education to like, you know, guide them essentially.
I agree with you. That's school's good. But it can, if you're creative or like a very like fearless mindset, it does sort of restrict you.
Definitely.
They don't like those type of children because you're sort of out of the box. They don't know where to put you.
Definitely.
You're smart, but you can't sit in a classroom and be just right because your mind is going like doing all this stuff. And I think, again, we know the education system is just It's terrible. It's the same one
I
they've
feel
been
like
using.
there's a lot of things that they need to put into the educational system that would actually help the youth excel, because I feel like the general education system is alright, but it's like, as you said, there's like some children, their creative mindset is like they're looked at as like bad individuals, when it's like, no, it's just that me sitting in the classroom learning about Pythagoras or whatever, it is not stimulating me. I want to be in a theatre putting on production. That's where I shine. But according to teachers, like, no, and I feel like they don't, if they kind of help to mold like the generation, it'll be like a bit more better. Like, so that's why I commend what you're doing. I feel like it's like it's like you're their big sister.
Yeah, I try. But even off the cuff of what you said, it's like, for me, I went to sort of a Saturday school. So I had normal school and Saturday school. And in normal school, I was terrible at maths. I was in a special class. But in Saturday school, I was like near the top. So I was doing secondary school level maths in primary school. Yeah. And that was because maths wasn't sitting down. It was interactive. It was using things to teach maths. It was standing in a circle and doing activities and making it fun. Which I think that's what the education system needs to do. Is just make it interactive. You don't have to do much. Just remove the tables and chairs. Get people up and moving and talk and just be open to different ways of teaching. But again, we're just talking to a brick wall at this point, because it's been said for how many generations and nothing's been done. So I suppose you just got to make our own schools or something. School for creatives.
But I feel like even maybe sometimes it's like maybe school has to give us a certain foundation, because even now I feel like I've like passed the ages of like general school. Like I've passed year 11, but it's like I feel like now I'm on my own journey where it's like I'm in school, I'm learning a lot of different things, but it's not like, you know, like the general classroom. Like I feel like obviously you could look at this as school. It's like I'm learning something that I've never learned about, so it's like, but it's more interactive, it's more fun, so it gets you like want to get involved in stuff like that. So I like that.
Learning through experience. Just throw you guys out into the real world. The thing is, young people will thrive in those situations. And I think, like I said, it's called work experience, but we need more of those. Like we call it in Step Now Day in the Life, where we give young people a day in the life experience. We take them to a recording studio or Channel 4 or things like that. So imagine doing that in school on a regular basis. Like we're doing English, but let's go to a theatre production. We learn poetry in real time. Like Beth in real time. Do you get it? So I know you have your school trips, but they need to be more, not just sitting there and watching things.
Because I feel like school doesn't really prepare us. There's certain things it does prepare us for, but I feel like, I've been saying that recently, I feel like school should teach us a bit about, like, you know, finances. Like we should have a class about finances and like saving money and stuff. Because I feel like there's certain life skills that we don't really learn about, and it's like we just get thrown out to the world, like, oh my gosh, and then it's like you're scared. Like there's some people that it's like they get a big picture and it's like they want to splend it. Like I know I've done that. Like if I was like learn in school about, you know, saving, how to save, how to invest, I feel like it will help children to be more like aware of like how to save and like even like, I don't know, like,
or just how to look after yourself.
Yeah, how to look after yourself, how to like go to the bank and get a loan, like them kind of things. But it's like you just want to teach us about maths, English and science. It's like, yeah, that's, you know, but it's, how does it help us in life? Like,
it's actually quite funny, because I'm actually writing a short skit about this conversation. So as a young person speaking to their teacher, like, why am I learning about like Romeo and Juliet? Like, teach us something more beneficial. And it's true, but again, this is where you need to find a balance of school and parenting, or school and community. What does school lacking? This is where the community needs to come in. Let's have our workshops. Let's teach these things. Let's bring the community together. And if the government can fund these things, it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be free. Do you get it? So this is where we see the sort of gaps in communication, and where young people get sort of lost in sort of the situation where we know the education system is failing. So why are we not coming together to sort of fulfill these gaps as a community? So there's something to look into as well.
Because even I feel like, you know how you were saying that Lambeth has a lot of like different organisations. I feel like one time I went to this place called Spiral Skills.
I know.
And I feel like it sounds a bit like Step Now, where it's like they just like it's like a community thing. It's just helping people. Like even, you know how you say how people need to find out about different things. Like even this is Lambeth made. I'm not a Lambeth resident, but it's like somehow I learned about it. And it's like, you know, let me learn a couple skills and stuff. And I just feel like we need to invest in like children in like different ways, because we, as you said, we know the school system is failing. But you know, hopefully in time, if we keep talking about it, they will do something about it.
Well, again, it's up to us, isn't it? You can't rely on other people.
That's true, but sometimes I feel like maybe they don't want us to learn these things. So it's like they don't teach it. Like it's just like because they know that if we learn it, we'll be further ahead. So it's like, let's start them back a bit. You know, like there's that, like, let's keep them a bit like. No,
I mean, that's a genuine, like, we're gonna go into the matrix conversations, but they don't want like entrepreneurs. They don't want
that
successful people, because obviously who's gonna do the mundane sort of jobs?
Yeah.
You get it? So that's why it's like, as an individual, you need to be able to be prepared to be the fearless person that's gonna step out and do what needs to be done. Do you get it?
So would you give any advice for someone like, I don't know, like a school kid that maybe is struggling with being fearless, like they want to be fearless but they don't know how to go about it, like navigating that?
Well, my advice is that you already want to be fearless, so that means it's in you already. So now it's just about, what does fearless look like to you? What does it mean? What does it feel like? And just enjoy the process of becoming fearless. Don't rush it. It's taken me, I'm 26. I didn't become fearless until maybe a couple of years ago. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to go through in childhood. Like, I call them phases. And those phases teach you everything you need to know.
Teach you everything.
So go through the phases of childhood, of youth, of being a teenager. You know, go through the mindset of being stubborn, of being rebellious, or being like, being a bit, you get it? Go through those phases. And then in these phases where you learn who you are, how you react to situations, and that's how you become fearless, is basically knowing yourself in your entirety. So take the time. Don't rush it.
Yeah. And that's in school. I was very quiet in school, and I feel like maybe it was that pandemic, man. The pandemic, somehow I found myself, and it was like it's like, yeah. And I feel like it's kind of weird, because obviously I said this multiple times, I'm a twin, innit? And I feel like there's a time where it's like one twin is quiet, one twin is loud. And back in the day, my twin was the loud one, I was the quiet one. Now he's the introvert, and I'm the one that's like...
It's your time to shine.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess, like, we all have to find ourselves. Like, I feel like I found myself. Maybe he's going through, like, you know, he has to find himself too. But I feel like being fearless is, like, that's one of the routes, like you... Because in order to conquer life, you got to fear nothing at this point. I mean, you have to
fear something.
But like, you got to be like when it comes to your career, you have to like be like, let me just shoot for the stars. And even if, as you said, even if you don't win, it's like, I learned a lesson. Maybe I can take that lesson and like pull it into like me being better. So you have to kind of have that mindset. And
I remember, fearless doesn't mean loud. It just means like being confident in yourself. I'm a quiet person. I've always been quiet, but I'm not shy. I'm just watching. I'm observing. And through observation, you learn about things. You get it. So that's who I am. But I'm not shy.
Because I feel like some people try to say that, oh, if you're loud and confident, that means that you're too much. When it's like, no, it's just like how you shine. But even you being, I feel like the ones that observe you people are so smart. Because like, let me see how I'm going to adjust to this situation. Like, you know, I just like, we all have to shine in our own different ways. So, you know.
And if you want to be loud, but just be fearless with it.
Kind of keeps you balanced, like when you're like, you know,
going for it.
Exactly.
Balance is a lovely word to use.
That's true.
I think you have to have some sort of faith in something. So whether you're religious or more spiritual, or just nothing, even having faith in yourself is what will help me stay balanced. So I have my spiritual sort of beliefs and my faith in myself. And what I have is what I call the 4 corners of my life, which is like physical, emotional, spiritual, and like financial, or whatever else goes into that pot. And I can feel when things are tilting. So it means I need to sort of pour into those 4 corners, but at the same time. And I also allow myself to be unbalanced. So if I'm going through it, let's go for it. Like, pause life. I'm on a crazy one right now. Let's enjoy the crazy. Let's enjoy it. Let's see where it goes. But you have to allow yourself to be unbalanced in order to balance yourself. And even when you are balanced, be prepared to be unbalanced. So that's literally what life is about. You're not going to be straight like this. Life is up and down. So when the up comes, enjoy the up. When the down comes, you expected it. So just feel it, learn from it, and because you know you're going to go up again.
Definitely. So in like the conversation of remaining balanced, do you have like something you do, like, I don't know, like obviously you have your work that's keeping you quite busy, but like for you yourself, like how do you keep yourself sane?
Who said I'm saying no? I am saying
that sometimes, but you know,
discipline. But my discipline is very relaxed. So I try to do the discipline where it's like rigid routine. I can't do it. So my discipline now is every morning, first thing I wake up, I have a mood board. I read everything out on the mood board. I then do more like a morning prayer, simple morning prayer, and then I start my day. I sort of welcome the day. Here I am. Let's go. Let's get it. And then throughout the day, again, because of where I work, it's so chilled. You know, I don't have to stress. I don't have to have a mask on. I don't have to sort of be people pleasing. We're all very authentic and honest with one another. So I can know that during my day at work, I'll be fine. And then on the days where I'm doing my own creative stuff, again, I enjoy it so much. It's just, it's freeing anyway. And then when I get home, again, de-stress, wash off the day, meditate for like 10 minutes before I go to bed, and then a prayer before I go to bed. And it's just also having the mindset of just being free. Like, one of my words is that, like, the key to success is finding joy in everything that you do. It's not the success that you want to find joy in, it's the process of finding the success is where you find the joy. So even just getting up and starting a new day, I'm happy because I'm alive. I'm here again, let's get it. And being able to come to a safe home and being able to relax again is a blessing. So I've got to appreciate that and just find peace and joy in everything that you do.
Yeah, they say that sometimes you have to, like, because coming home at night, that's a blessing, especially in this crazy world we live. But you said that you feel like you found your fearless self like a couple years ago. So do you have like any tips that you would give like a young person in order how to find themselves and be fearless?
Basically, I've gone through the route of having mental health issues, so going on the down, being a very pessimistic, negative person because life is like life is rubbish. No, I don't get anything I want. You know, everyone else is happy and I'm miserable. And it literally took me getting to a point where I don't want to live like this. So like I said, go through the process because there's going to come a time where you don't want to live like the way you're living, and that's where you sort of unlock who you are because something inside you said, hey, I'm not happy with where I'm living, I'm not happy with myself right now, and it's like, now I need to make a change. What does that change look like? And that's when you unlock sort of, not, I would say fearless self, but just your authentic self, because authentic self is your fearless self. So just like I said, go through the process. If you're wanting the change is going to come. So just enjoy making those small changes to unlocking who you are.
Because I feel like I heard somewhere where it's like, if you're down, the only way to go is up.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't go more down. So it's like you got to find a way to come out and excel.
We touched on like university before, but like, yay or nay?
I'm a double dropout, guys. I tried so hard. So when you get to college, they just tell you you're going to university. There's no option. So in my I went sixth form.
I had that option.
I went sixth form.
Okay,
They want, and I went to an academy sixth form. So they want numbers. They want to reach targets. Everyone's going to university. So at the time, my top subject was always sports. So I'm a AAA student in sports from secondary school up to college. So they was pushing me sports coaching, sports science, whatever you do in sports. So I said, okay. I just found a university closest to my home, and I was there for a year and a half, and it happened. I can't live like this. I can't do this. And then I dropped out and I went to America for 3 months.
I want to do that.
I did a summer camp and I worked in Seattle with children, adults with special educational needs. And that was when my eyes opened and I was like, wow. Wow.
It's like sometimes I be Googling them. I'm like, I want to go Howard. I want to go Spelman. Like, I want to like...
You can do these.
I want to do them. I feel like American universities, I feel like you can do more than one course in it. So it allows me to like grow at, like, I'm not just doing one course and I get bored. Like, I can do music, I can do fashion, I can do dancing. Like, it just feels like it's a different world. It's like, you know, like you go through the life experience, you meet different people, different cultures, like appreciation for life, and just you as a person grow because like you're discovering new things about people and yourself.
Again, it's your path. Do what you want to do.
Once you know what you want, and once you're like, you have that, I can do it. It's like, let's go, baby.
And like, even that, you've learnt a lesson is don't tell people your business. Just,
for real.
Just don't tell, listen, have your people who you tell things to, but don't tell certain people things because they're not going to give you the reaction that you want. Everything I've done, I've just done it. Hey, mum, I'm not working. I'm launching a business. It's already registered. I'm getting this done. Do what you need to do. Either one parent's going to be like, do it. The other parent's going to be like, no. I'm not going to go to the parent that's going to say no, am I? I want to go to the parent that says go for it, because you need that support. Do you get it?
Definitely.
But also, if you feel called to do something, just do it. Obviously, if it's positive.
Because I feel like, I think at the start of the year, I must have just watched a couple of videos on like how, like, not how to grow as a person, but like how to find yourself. And they always said like, one way you should, like, what they said, one thing you should do is you should be selfish and like, go live outside the country for like a year, go to a different surround. And I'm like, yeah, man. So as I said before, some of us get a bit bored of London and we feel like it's like we have to do it in doses because like we just get fed up of everything. But I feel like Lambeth is like quite a creative borough. And like, is there things that you like to do in Lambeth that keep you going, I guess?
Lambeth, like I said, got good networking events. So I'm always down here for some sort of networking event. You guys have got some good parties down here, but your event spaces are sort of getting knocked down one by one. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I do enjoy the area. I like the culture. It reminds me of sort of where I'm from in West, like where my family is in Northwest.
Yeah.
There's that sort of Caribbean culture there that's really heavy, you know, carnival and things like that. So coming down to Lambeth is like, oh, I'm still in West London, kind of. Still the same vibe, so it's nice. It feels like home, like a second home, I suppose. So.
Okay, so, you know, growing up in Lambeth, is there like, do you think like it shaped you in any way? Like, is there things you've picked up and that you've used in your life?
Well, I didn't really grow up in Lambeth, so I've been in Lambeth like in my 20s. So I think sort of be able to sort of take advantage of certain opportunities being presented to me in sort of the creative world has been sort of like a plus. So like in the past year, like I said, working with Iconic Steps based in Lambeth, I've been able to sort of have major kickstart in sort of the film industries. But because I personally don't want to get into the industry, I'll work sort of around it. It's helped me sort of go on my own path and feel confident in my own path. And also just networking, I got a lot of friends now or connections in Lambeth, which I didn't have before, which have been like a great asset. So I do appreciate Lambeth in that way.
What advice would you give to someone that like kind of wants to get into that, and like how do they find events to like go to?
In terms of Lambeth, I think the culture, I think it's staying strong regardless of like the gentrification going on. It's staying strong. You can still leave Brixton Station and have a lovely time and see so many different energies and things going on. And for young people sort of wanting to sort of take advantage of opportunities, Eventbrite is your friend. They've got so many free things going on. Sign up to the Lambeth newsletter as well. There's always posts going on in there. Or you can hit me up on Instagram. I can sort of post things as well. And things like that. So, again, you just have to look.
I feel like, despite the fact of gentrification going around in Lambeth, I feel like that sense of like community is still there. So like the culture it's just a light. Like Lambeth is really a lit borough. Can't lie, even I don't live here, but you know, I like Lambeth a lot. So
I agree.
It's vibrant.
Yeah, it is
so much to
like,
do.
it's just so much like the energies is like you could just feel like it feels at home.
You had like a very short like life motto that you'd give to a young person from Lambeth. What would that motto be exactly?
The motto I'll share is rejection is redirection. As a young person, even in Lambeth, in general, you're gonna face a lot of rejection. Being from Lambeth puts a sort of stereotype on your back, unfortunately. So a lot of people might see that and be like, hey, I'm not too sure about this person. Do you get it? And being a young person in general, there's a lot of sort of stereotypes of young people being sort of unruly and things like that, which is false, of course. So you may face a lot of rejections in like career aspirations, interviews and things like that, opportunities that you want to go for, or just in life. But it's not a bad thing. It's just literally the universe sort of redirecting you to the right path. So take rejections as a blessing. That's not for you. It's okay.
And I feel like sometimes a redirection is actually God protecting you.
Exactly.
So it's like you should think of it as like it's not a loss. It's just like maybe I got a bigger fish that is coming. So you know.
So I'm cool with that, and I've always found something better. So I can't complain.
That's true. Please let us know about your socials. Shout yourself out, and you know, people will know about you.
Social media is Kesi. So Kesi Stephen, just type me in Google actually, I show up. So I have a website, Instagram is Kesi.x, LinkedIn is Kesi Stephen, and I think, well, Twitter, you can't have that one, but other than that, that's my social media.
Thank you for coming today to the Lambeth Made. Obviously, it was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me.
And I love the work that you're doing, so keep doing it.
Yes, keep going.